Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter what time of day it is, no matter where you're at. We want to thank you for choosing the Missouri Professional Training Partnership as a partner in your online training and your ongoing training. One of the things that we really wanted to talk about today is just, the changes that we're implementing going forward. We are trying to make it a lot more simplified for you all to where everything's kind of in one spot. As far as your affidavit trainings, accessing all of the information, and then going to the platform. So when we started out, we were really heavily using Crowdcast as kind of our online host. Then we ran into some issues, so we've been kind of trying to find a home for where we're going to go. And I think I've settled on to YouTube as being the primary platform that we're going to use, unless it is something that is like confidential in nature, and then we'll probably have to do Google Meet like we did with a couple of them, just because we don't want necessarily all of that information out there. The big thing that you're going to see if you go to our platform right now is there's now an option for a sign up or sign in button. Obviously, if you don't have a profile already, use the sign up. If you've already created one, use the sign in. I would recommend that you use a personal email address for this. There is a place that you're going to stick a certificate email in the profile creation section. So the reason that I suggest this is because if you leave employment or you go to another agency, if you have a personal email associated with this, you're actually going to be able to access this no matter where. Whereas if you don't, as soon as you lose access to that old email address, this goes by the wayside, unfortunately. But with that, we'll just kind of jump in and talk about profile creation. So one thing you'll know after clicking the sign up button is you go to this screen where it'll give you some information. We do say that you need to have access to the email that you're going to use. And the reason that is because as soon as you hit the sign up button, it's going to email a PIN number, like a 6-digit PIN number for you, just to verify that you're a human, but also that you put the correct information in there. So it takes about 30 seconds after hitting the sign up button, if that, and then you'll have your PIN. So okay, and with that, we have the PIN. So, and this will happen every time you sign in. You'll have to do that as well. So I'm going to hit the sign in button, and one thing you'll probably notice, boom, here we go. But that sign in and sign up button are now gone. And instead, you've got a little icon with probably the first character of your email address in there. That's because you haven't put your name or anything in there yet. But this is how you're going to access your profile. So click on this little badge and hit View Profile. You'll notice there's absolutely nothing in here yet. That's because you haven't got a profile built out. So hit the Edit Profile, and this is where you're going to put some information, your name, the certificate email that you want your actual email address to go to, or your certificates to go to, the agency name that you work for. Don't use abbreviations. This is what we pull statistics from. So if you've already used the partnership, you might look at your certificate that's already been sent out and type what you have there here. And then we have some additional demographic information, such as the rank, the state, and then your center type. And you may also see a join the mailing list button. I think mine is already out there because the email address I have is associated in a different aspect. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this out really quick. So when we're selecting rank, we've got a couple of different options here. We've got the frontline telecommunicator operator. That's going to be for your frontline call taker or dispatcher, whatever actual title you use. This is going to be for that entry level position up until frontline supervisor, which is somebody who still works the floor but has supervisory duties or responsibilities as well. If you're a training operator, a CTO, select which one of these is best apt to you, unless you are the manager over the training program or the coordinator for the training program, and that's when you'll select the training coordinator. For management, we're looking for executive level decision makers. So if you're a director or an agency manager or the head of the dispatch, or if you're associated with the QA, and those are your primary duties. You're not frontline as well, but those are your primary duties. That's when you'll select that. Technical, we're looking more for the IT or the radio tech person, and then if you fall into another category that doesn't fit, that's when you're going to do the other. So choose from among these what is your best fit. From there, what you'll do is if you change positions, you can actually come in and edit your profile. It's not going to affect your other stuff, but it is going to affect stuff moving forward. So I'm going to go ahead and choose training coordinator. And then we have all of the states of Missouri. We don't have any of the we don't have any of the territories, but all of the states. And then we do have the Canadian provinces as well. So you can search for it, or if you're from Canada, it's at the very bottom, right below Wyoming. That's where we'll start with the Canadian provinces. So I am from Missouri, even though I can't spell it. And then the center type, a joint center is defined in Missouri as two or more of these three primary service areas, or it's either a law enforcement only, fire only, or EMS only. So my agency is a law enforcement only. From there, we're going to hit submit, and as soon as I hit submit, you're going to see this background change, and you're actually going to see a class pop up. Okay, so the background's changed because I've been able to put some information in there. So it's going to show who you are, it's going to show what agency you're with, and it's going to show your certificate email. It's also, if it's not going to happen for you, but because I have been testing this platform, I've actually got a session sign in already in there. So this is a great example of why we're doing this moving forward. As soon as you utilize the affidavit of training, the new one, it'll actually create session history for you. My ultimate goal for this is that eventually you'll be able to click in here and access your certificate in case you lose it and you need another printout. That's a little bit further down the line, but it is something that we're looking for implementation. So now we'll move on to the sessions. Just the big thing about the sessions is there have been some minor changes to it. So we're going to look at this most recent one, which was Influential Leadership by Ja'Cory. And one of the things you'll see here is that now there's a video player on here. This is not active yet for you all. This was actually, it's currently coded to where it only shows up if my name's in there. This will be coming active shortly though, but this will pull from our YouTube to where you can actually just hit the play button here.
We're in the middle of change.
There you go. So this is one of those streamlined things that I was talking about. The other thing, you're still going to be able to hit this watch the session. It'll launch out into a new window. But then we've got this affidavit of training. And this one, if you remember previously, if you clicked on it, it would open up an Airtable, and then you would have to sign in, and this one, it's more streamlined, and it's actually pulling from the demographic information that you already put in. So as soon as you click it, a flyout's going to pop out. It's going to have all of your information up here, and you always need to just make sure that your information is correct. If it's not, you can hit the edit profile information or edit profile button, fill out what you need to fill out, and hit submit. But always make sure that this is all correct, and it should be you, your certificate email, the agency, your state, your rank, and your center type. Again, the demographic information. And the reason that we do that is we pull statistics on it, but we also provide our guest instructors with information on who attended their session, so they know who they're teaching to. Below that, we just always need to make sure that you're signing into the correct one. So influential leadership, make sure that it's the session that you're actually watching. Below that is the attest button. Always know that when you click this button, you are saying that you have attended the training in full, and that your information that you're submitting is complete and accurate. If you lie to us and we determine that you falsify this record, your CEU can be nulled, meaning that I'm going to note in our records that it was a falsification, and then we're also going to notify your supervisor and director. So once I hit submit, a green box should appear down here that says successful signed in. And then if we go up here, or if we click on the new My Profile box, we can see that now we've got an influential leadership box that showed up. And you did notice that it just changed into the correct format. From there, again, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays is when we try to send out our certificates, but this should be a fairly easy way to track everything. That's really all I have for this update. You'll be able to find any upcoming changes that we do, including this video, under the upcoming changes or recent changes. I'm going to say upcoming/recent changes. We will date it, but I do have some plans for this platform, and I'm hopeful that it'll make everything a lot easier for you all. Below that, you'll be able to see our upcoming training. We do have a July 24th training coming up, or at least in this case, as this video is being released, we'll have a July 24th. And we do have something coming up in May and June as well. I just don't have all of the information on that yet. So last but not least, I want to say thank you for letting the partnership be a partner in your training needs. And I'll see you guys on the next go round. Thanks.